I remember I made this joke once with my mother, my grandmother, and my great aunt. That between the three of them, they had been married 8 times. They didn't think it was funny, but I thought it was funny. But at any rate, but there are certain people like I really applaud people who are able to get married more than once. I'm in my first and only only marriage, and what you put into it, then
Yes.
to have to do that again, like that's very difficult. What do people who have never been divorced or even married for that matter not understand about divorce?
Wow, divorce is it's hard. I applaud people who are married, who want to get married. It is the most beautiful thing. It's work, and what you get out of it is what you put into it. And you go through some things. Divorce is really hard. It's hard on the kids. I remember when I got divorced the second time, Jeffrey broke down into tears because he said, "So he's not my dad anymore," and he just started crying. And that really showed me, Sherry, you have to really make sure you choose wisely, because you're holding your child's heart in your hand. And that's not fair to him, because he's falling in love with the person that you're falling in love, or that you fell in love with. And for you to just come in and go, well, we're not going to be together, we're just going to be friends, that's tough on children. Divorce is hard. Going through it, let me tell you something, it's expensive as all get up. I just finished paying for the first divorce, still paying for the second divorce. That's a big reason why I'm literally going, miss me on the marriage thing. Because I'm not going to be Mickey Rooney. That man was broke. All the movies Rooney made, and he was married 8 times, and he was broke. And I said, oh, no, me no likey. So it's rough. It's rough on your heart. It's just rough. But I don't wish it on anybody going through it, having to sit on the witness stand, because all mine went to court. So all my, sitting on a witness stand, every little thing that's not even a big deal becomes a big major deal, because you're fighting for something. And good grief. I just tell people, if you're gonna get married, get a prenup, please, ladies.
I was just about to ask you that. Would you advise, like, why would you advise women to get a prenup? Because I have a few friends that have gone through divorces, and when I got married, that was one of the first things they told me. They were like, get a prenup, really? And I was like, I'll let me and my husband figure that part of it out. But I understood why they gave me that advice.
It's everybody's business. Like, you have to do what you have to do. What I will say is, I did my first marriage without a prenup, because I said it sets it up. I don't want that negativity in there where I'm like thinking about what we're gonna do and how we're gonna split everything. And I felt it wasn't faith. Like, it set it up for negative stuff, negative energy to come in. And I was like, I love him, and we're going to be together. And divorce is not an option. So I did the first one without a prenup. Going through the divorce, I lost everything. When I say everything, my first home that I had bought with my money that I had saved up, I lost my home. We spent so much money on divorce, and I felt like that was money that was coming out of my son's mouth. The amount of money that we spent going through depositions. Um, and I did my second marriage after losing everything. I did my second marriage. We had a prenup before anybody even walked down the aisle. And when I tell you, you don't, once you do it, you don't think about it anymore. It's like any contract that you sign. For me, I feel like, you don't plan to get in a car and have an accident, but you can't control other people who are driving their cars. All you can control is yours. You don't think about your life insurance policy until you need your life, not your car insurance, until you need your car insurance. You don't think about, it's the same thing when you have to make your will and a trust. You don't like to think about death until something happens and you need that life insurance policy. It's a contract. That's all it is. And I would say to women, the biggest thing is, this is money or assets that you've worked hard to get. This is something that's going to affect if you can take care of your parents. God forbid something happened to your parents. If you got to put them in a nursing home or something, if they come up with, like, my father has dementia, Alzheimer's. If you spending all this money because you don't have a prenup, that prenup, now the courts get to decide what happens to everything you work so hard for. This is money that you would be socking away for your children's future. That's now up for grabs. If you don't have a prenup says literally what happens with your money that you worked hard for, so you can keep it God forbid something happens. A prenup says what happens to the children if you move to another state. uh a prenup says that, okay, your children have to stay together. If you don't have a prenup, now you're talking about all kinds of custody issues. A prenup, just, it is something there that is just protection. And once you sign it, you don't even think about it anymore. And the statistics show that divorce rate is so high. So I know that we sit here and we go, it's not going to happen to us. And that is what we all hope. But you can't control the other person. You can't control outside circumstances. And then when it happens, it's too late. So I do have to say, a prenup says what's going to happen to, let me tell you something. This second divorce, he was like, I want the bedroom set. I want the speakers in the wall. When we had the TV coming out of the wall, I want all them speakers. I want the ATVs. I want the da-da-da. I said, no, you're not, because we got a prenup that said all of this stuff stay right here in the ceiling. Them ATVs stay right here. It was down to it made it easier. The home that I had bought, I didn't lose it because the prenup had already said your name will not be on the title of my home. So it can be, you're going to pay your own attorney's fees should something happen. I'm going to pay mine. When I didn't have a prenup, I had to pay all of these attorney's fees for him because it was all up in the air. This prenup, it was cut and dry. And so I'm saying it from a person who did it without and who did it with. And having a prenup, it just protects everything that you've worked so hard for. So you don't have to give it all to attorneys and to the courts.
With
Mm-hmm.
everything that you've been through, in your romantic life, what does dating look like for you at this stage of your life and career?
What does dating look like for me? I like dating. I dating looks like I want you to have your own. So for me, I'm not that girl that's like looking at potential. That and past teen potential has passed me by. You have got to be at a, because I remember I met a guy, he worked for Delta Airlines, girl was 28 years old, and he just loved him some older women. And that didn't even last because Niecy said, how old is that baby? That's what she said when she saw his picture. I didn't know he was 28. I thought he was like 35. Don't even ask me. I don't even know his. But this boy would say to me, I said, what do you want to do with your life? He was like, I'm going to start this business and I'm going to do that. And he was all deep and philosophical. I was like, yeah, you need somebody younger. You really do. Because all of this, what you going to do, what you dream about. But I think a woman, she need to be behind a man. And yeah, that ain't me. You hear how deep my voice is? You hear how deep this is? Mm-mm. So for me, potential has got to be realized. If dreamt about it, you better be walking in it. And I definitely, anytime you make me laugh, that's probably gonna be. I love a man that has a great sense of humor, that doesn't take himself seriously. I love a man that is confident. I it's hard because I have been, one guy ghosted me that I met. Oh, he was gorgeous, and we had a great time. And he took me out. He had his own business. But he told me, when I asked him, I was like, just give me the critique. I just need to know why you didn't call me back. And he said, Sherri, it was too much. People following you to the bathroom, coming to the table. They want the autograph. They want a picture. It was too much for me. And I understood that. I went out on it. Lonnie Love set me up with somebody because she set up Brescia Webb and her guy. So Lonnie Love, she didn't now a matchmaker. She set me up with a big writer in Hollywood. And we had a great time. And it was so much fun. And he told me, he said, my ego can't take being on the red carpet and being told to get off the red carpet. My ego can't take, being behind you. And I was like, you don't have to be. And he was like, no, you get too much attention you get. I respected that. So, for me, I'm like, you got to really be secure with, being with me and, not take everything so seriously. I went on a date with somebody. He was like, so you like Michael Jordan like that? So that means you want to sleep? Okay, it's just shtick. Michael Jordan, we're not even on the every woman in America loves Michael Jordan. They living vicariously. I can't even believe I'm wasting my dinner arguing about whether I'm asleep with dude. I don't even see Michael Jordan. He ain't thinking about me. Can we order the doggone the alfresco pasta and get a glass of Pinot Noir? I'm not gonna sleep with Michael B. Jordan. I just said that because it was funny. Every little thing. Oh, so you like that one? I saw your show. You like this one? Oh, geez. So I
Oh
was
my
like, you have to,
God, Sherry. Sherry,
girl.
I
I
feel
have
so
some.
bad because you keep attracting the dudes that are insecure. I mean, on one hand, you appreciate the honesty and being shown up front what you might be getting into, but on the other hand, these some weak ass dudes. I'm like, we gonna get better for you, Sherry. We gonna get better for you.
It's so funny. It gives me material. It helps me like going to a dating coach. This is good for me because I used to go out with you one time and get married to you. I was like, I go out and then I'd be writing on the paper and curly cues, Sherri and the last name with little hearts and things, like I was 14. And so dating different people has allowed me to go and find out, oh, okay, that's not going to work for me. That's not going to work. Oh, I like that, and being able to just go out and have a good time and being able to say to him, this is not working for me. I'm not, you've mentioned marriage like 4 times, and I don't want to get married. I literally like companion is a good thing for me. And being able to assert myself in that way and going out with different people has allowed me to go, I'm content. I'm really, really content. So if somebody comes along who interrupts my day, that's great. But until then, this is a great season that I am in.